Hi, my name is Isaac. My name is Sakowitz. I have to explain myself. I have something of a problem, and a lot of people, namely my friends, know this problem very, very well, and I think it's time I best explain. I like watching movies as much as anybody. I like movies maybe a little bit more than most people, but I like watching movies. I like talking about movies. I like talking about television shows. I like talking about games. I like talking about books and comics and media. I love, 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 more than anything, media. Generally speaking, visual media. When you like media, you'll learn that you have friends that like media. And when you have friends that like media, sometimes they want to know what you think about media that they like, or media that they don't like, or just media in general. And when this happens, many people, for movies, turn to a very, very, very particular app. And this app is known as Letterboxd. I, on the other hand, do not use Letterboxd. Instead, I use Google Sheets. Yes, I use Google Sheets to organize every single movie, which I figured I should explain why. So if I want to use Letterboxd for something, I have to go through a few steps. I have to do, on the one hand, I have to search for the movie that I want. In this case, let's search for Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. Okay, there it is. Next, I click on it. Next, I would have to hit reviewed, then liked, because I did like the movie. But then I have to give it a rating, which I don't get to choose my own custom rating, and I understand why they do that, for simplicity for everybody, but not everybody might. I don't think everybody would necessarily want to rate off of a 10 scale. I do, so I would give it a 10 out of 10, which I have. And from there, that's already a score, right? From there, if I want to actively leave a review after already telling people that I liked it and then giving a score, I click another button. Now, that may seem very petty to hate all these steps, but then you'd hit log again review, then it would show you a text box like this where you'd put your review or anecdote or whatever you'd like, and perhaps click watched this before, any tags you'd like. Maybe you could adjust your rating, which again, you already had the opportunity to do. Tell people you liked it. Again, you already had the opportunity to do, and hit save. And then it would then be posted to your profile for people that follow you, I assume, to see. But even then, if I wanted to find myself, click on my profile. If you want to see a review I did for Star Wars, what about films? Maybe it's in films. Oh, let me just scroll every single one to see where the Star Wars stuff is. Now, I happen to bulk review things, generally speaking, especially when it's on social media. So I know that Star Wars is down here. But for people that don't necessarily recognize the poster, they're not going to know this, right? So they found it, and I suppose they could use all of those filters to find it if I had used Letterboxd more than I have. And then only then they can see that I reviewed it. I suppose I forgot to hit like, that I like it, and that I have a rating for it. But even then, they don't get to see my review. If they want to see my review, they have to go to reviews, which is separate from wanting to find it, right? And then they have to scroll all the way down, because once again, they can't really find it normally. So they sort by maybe when reviewed earliest first, and then and only then they would see that I reviewed Star Wars, a 5 out of 5. Yummy is my review. That annoys the crap out of me. And even then, you don't really get to choose your poster. So I understand that Letterboxd has a feature that if you pay for it, you get to choose from a variety of posters, any poster that you want. I don't like them telling me what I can or can't do. So instead, I have this. This is the list for all intents and purposes. There's a whole lot of other stuff on the list that I use this for, but this is the main purpose. This is the part that I share with my friends that gets me into a lot of heated arguments. So this main area right here, I'll highlight it, is the movie area. This is the central, these center columns are what show you what category you're in, as well as it's separated into 5 other columns. 1, a series. If it's in a series, it'll be here. If it has a parentheses next to the series, it's because there's different types of variations on that series. In Star Wars' case, it has Star Wars parentheses main, and Star Wars parentheses documentary, Star Wars parentheses Ewok. You have Star Wars parentheses Lego, because there's a bunch of Lego Star Wars movies, and stuff that is generally uncategorized, like the Star Wars Holiday Special or the Grogu and Dust Bunnies. Column number 2 is for the title of the movie. I use the full title of the movie whenever I can, whatever the full official title is, even if it's long. Column number 3, very simple, it is my number score. My number score is out of 10, plain and simple. Then there is the SIDS, the Suckhead Information Delivery System. This is a Blade reference, but otherwise it's just, these are my little anecdotes about anything I've seen. And then the 5th and final column is the movie poster. And that is that. That is why I use this list. This is where my reviews and where my thoughts generally go. This is where everything is going to come from. This is where every future thing is going to stay before it reaches your eyes and ears. So, welcome to the Non-Film Student's Guide. I am not a film student.